joining me on today's Bible Byte. Have you ever heard the phrase, mercy is not getting what you deserve, and grace is getting what you don't deserve? There is so much more to mercy than what this phrase captures. And today you're going to be very encouraged, like I have been, about what mercy really means. So please keep watching to learn more. Hello, thank you for joining me again. Today I'm going to be talking about the fifth beatitude. If you've missed my other Bible Bites on the other Beatitudes, I'd really encourage you to go check those out. Understanding the Beatitudes is really, really important. Today, though, I'm going to focus on Matthew 5:7, and it says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." Now, if you watched my lesson on the first Beatitude, you will remember me saying that the order of the Beatitudes is very important, because the first few Beatitudes, understanding that you're spiritually bankrupt, grieving over your sin, bending your will to His, and hungering and thirsting after righteousness, are very important to being able to be merciful, because those first few Beatitudes help us understand who we are before God and how we need to view God. This one, though, explains how we need to view others. Now, a lot of times we look at mercy as being generous to those in need and being forgiving to those who deserve to be punished. And though this is a small part of mercy, being merciful means so much more than that. In Micah 6:8, it says, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Now, in Matthew 9:13, Jesus tells us, "But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice." And he's actually quoting an Old Testament passage. He's quoting Hosea 6:6. Now, these two passages tell us that God desires mercy more than religious duties. He wants us to be merciful more than he wants us to perform some religious duty. Now, Jesus goes more in depth on being merciful. In Luke 10, he tells us what the two greatest commandments are: loving God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and loving our neighbor as ourself. And he was questioned by the religious leaders, who is our neighbor? So they're asking him, who do I have to love? And now Jesus doesn't say who you have to love, but he tells you how to love when he tells the story of the Good Samaritan. Now, this story of the Good Samaritan, these two people that the story is about, the Samaritan and the Jewish man that was dying on the side of the road, are about two people who are sworn enemies of each other, right? But yet, what does the Samaritan do? If you've read the story, you know that the Samaritan has pity on this man who's dying, and he doesn't care who he is or what race he is, but he gets off his donkey, he goes to this man, he puts him on his donkey, he cares for him, he puts oil on his wounds, he takes him to a house or an inn so that way he can recover, and then he comes back later to make sure he's all better. So this is what Jesus said was the love that they are to show. Now, Jesus asked them, he goes, who was the neighbor? And the religious leaders responded, the one who had mercy on him. And Jesus was like, yeah, you're right. So when Jesus is talking about the Good Samaritan, when he's referencing Hosea 6:6, he's referencing the Old Testament understanding of mercy. In Micah 6:8 and Hosea 6:6, the word mercy there is actually the word hesed in the Hebrew. Hesed means a strong, steadfast love. And oftentimes we translate it as loving kindness. It's the word that the Bible uses to explain God's love for us. Now, after Adam sinned, God intentionally sought him and he provided for his needs. So this kind of love that God has for us, this mercy God has for us, is always faithful. It's always compassionate. It's always kind. It's tender. It's intentional. God seeks after us. He chases after us. It's a love that is not earned. It is based on a covenant, a commitment. So it's loyal. It's extended even when it's not deserved. Ultimately, this is sacrificial love. You'll remember John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he sent his only son. So hesed, this mercy, this loving kindness, is ultimately what led Jesus to die for us, for our sins, because this is the kind of love that God has for us. And this is the kind of love that God requires us, this kind of sacrificial love for others. So being merciful will result in being generous with others. It will result in being forgiving towards others. But generosity and being forgiving are a fruit of being merciful. Now, it is impossible to be merciful unless you understand who you are before God. When you get a picture of your spiritual bankruptcy, when you are grieving over your sin, when you are bending your will to his, when you are seeking after his righteousness, and being filled by him, then you will understand who you are before him and how you need to view others. You need to view others through this lens of mercy. Being merciful isn't just an action. It should define our character, and it should be the lens we see everyone through. So I would encourage you to extend mercy to your spouse, to extend mercy to your friends and to your children and to your coworkers and those that you're angry with and those that you are having a hard time forgiving, and to those who believe differently than you, and to the world. Extend mercy to the world, because this is the kind of love that God extended to you. If you've never met Jesus, I would encourage you, I would beg you to come to him, because this is what he has for you. This mercy he wants to extend to you, and he wants to be loyal to you. He is chasing after you. Come to him. If you want to know more, I would encourage you to go to growingwithjesus.com. You'll find more about how to have a relationship with Jesus. I hope you were encouraged today. Please subscribe to our Great Commission Alliance media channel on YouTube. Thank you again.